First of all, what is Mluv? Well, my given name is Melissa Lavon Wallace. And as a survivor of childhood trauma, as trauma does, any type of trauma, but especially trauma before age 7, a lot of disassociation occurs as the mind tries to make sense of what has occurred. And so I grew up never feeling connected to myself, not connected to the face that looked back at me in mirrors. And I stuffed it all inside, all the stuff that would come up throughout the years, and kept moving. But about 6 years ago, I woke up and really had a breakdown and really had to look at myself and find life again, find reason to love myself. So at age 45 or so, people are, thinking about changing careers or getting ready to retire. I was just beginning a life of loving myself. So I guess the best way to get started, the other question. So I created Mluv, Melissa Lavon, but it's M-L-U-V, and that name represents the new me, that I'm using poetry as a voice to speak and articulate all the things that I couldn't before, going back and getting tools to help myself. And this poetry has been an amazing, amazing platform for me to work it out. So Mluv is a name that I use every day of my life, except when I sign checks, okay? She represents this new me, and we're going and learning and gathering pieces so we can get back to Melissa. It's very, very important work that I've been doing for so long. And I'm finally able to report to you from the other side of that. So, the purple, thoughts from a purple mind. I use purple as a tool like other people use medicine. Purple is a metaphor for me for staying in the highest vibe of positivity. Because for so many years I fought against myself and I tried to destroy myself, either at my own hands or in situations I would get myself in that showed I had no self-love. So I needed a metaphor when I was asked to work out and see if I wanted to do a radio show. So I came up with the name Live Life in the Purple. And that radio show is on a network called IBNX Radio, right here in Norcross in Atlanta. And for 4 years, we did that show. Basically, it was an extension of my personality and my desire to transmit to others that there is life after self-hatred. And you can do it. That purple is the highest level of positivity. I did some research and found out that there are millions of colors in the rainbow, but the ones that measured the highest frequency were the violets, the purple, and the hues of it. So I took that, my poet's mind, and said, live life in the purple. And it has become my medicine. It is my daily destination, because if I don't stay there, if I don't aim for that every day, my mind turns against itself. And we're not going back there. So I invite you to sit back, get used to this voice, because it's what comes out when I speak, especially when I do poetry. And I'm going to read the foreword to Thoughts from a Purple Mind. And you'll find out just a little bit more about myself. So here we go. I discovered the poem quoted. Let me read that poem. It says, you said to lean on your arm, and I'm leaning. You said to trust in your love, and I'm trusting. Wow. You said to call on your name, and I'm calling. Mm-hmm. I'm stepping out on your word. That's from my guide, Maya Angelou, in Letter to My Daughter, published in 2009. That energy opens this book. I discovered the poem quoted on the previous page in a book called Letters to My Daughter by Maya Angelou, and I fell in love with it. I've always greatly admired the work of Dr. Angelou and needed her vibe to grace the beginning of this book for a special reason. I feel that she came back for me. Her bravery and courage and resilience in the form of words found me lost in rural Jefferson County, Georgia. I knew I was different. I didn't feel I fit in, even among family. My best times were in my nighttime dreams, or sitting with the sun on my face, daydreaming, or writing short stories about the people on the planes flying over our mobile home. I already knew college was not in my future because we couldn't afford it, but the factories everyone else worked in weren't calling my soul either. I was really worried about my future because of my family's lack of resources. There was fear, poverty, and scarcity as an inheritance, but there was also hope coming for me on the horizon, a way through. I was around 11 or 12 years of age when my 6th grade teacher at Watley High School, Miss Freddie Hazard Heath, defiantly extended our Black History Week celebration. Mrs. Heath was Black history in my eyes. She wore weird clothing called the dashiki and sported a TWA, teeny weeny afro. And I had never seen a character in a teacher, that's such a character in a teacher. She fascinated me with strong talk of being Black and proud. She would read to our class from Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, a chapter at a time. I couldn't stand the wait, so I would read it whenever she put it down until it was time to change classes. I devoured the book. When research assignments were handed out, I was upset that I didn't get Maya Angelou. Now see, the moment I memorized and recited the poem Mother to Son was a clue to the life I lead right now. Fascinated by the way words could just roll off the tongue like water, I kept reading, totally captivated. The experience of reading poetry felt nothing like ordinary reading for information and reading the Harlequin romance novels I previously devoured. In fact, until that time, I had never read a book by a Black woman author. I didn't know such a person existed, and I read voraciously. I was horrified and cried as I read Maya's secrets, thoughts, and her truths. I didn't know we could do that. Write the truth of what happened to us and tell the world? I was fascinated. I came home after reading her book and announced to my family I was gonna be a writer. I share this with you because from then to now, it has taken me a very long time to get these poems to you. They're not my first or my last. They each represent a portion of my very essence that I chose to share with you, my purple tribe. And since we're talking purple, what does the purple mind mean? Purple represents my poet's mind in the very pinnacle of positivity. I once read that there are millions of undetected colors in the rainbow. A study was done regarding the measurement of the frequency of the colors in the spectrum. The violets had the highest measurable frequency, of which purple is in the hue. So, a purple mind is my daily destination, including positive, optimistic love for life and humanity. My poetry name, Mluv, is a play on my given name, Melissa, and my middle name, Lavon. I chose Mluv because every time I say it, I am reminded to love myself. When I hear people say Mluv, I know that person because I created her from a different place Melissa was created from. I do not remember who I was before the interruption of my essence occurred. So this simple play on words reminds me to love myself. I need the daily reminder. It does not come natural to me. I am a person in long-term recovery from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder from childhood trauma, anxiety, depression, and suicide ideation. I don't fight others, I fight myself. I have screamed silently for what feels like hundreds of years, and I am tired. Yes, I am 51 chronological years, but the blood in my DNA has been screaming longer. Generations of men and women silently screaming and passing it along through family bloodlines. I am proud to have fought for my peace of mind and won, and for the right to live every day in this divided mind state. Moving forward is difficult, and some days I feel like I'm standing in glue. But that means that I understand you and want and seek to walk the journey alongside those who are committed and ready to move in self-love. The purple space is a safe space for all who wish to travel with me to recover who we are and open our eyes to the reality that we are not damned, we are brave, and we are not alone. I am coming for you, brown girl, and girls everywhere. Sensitive souls all over the world. I didn't forget you. Enjoy my purple thoughts, hopes, wishes, and dreams, and consider writing some of your own. Peace, beautiful love, and love. Thank you.